Few names echo through time with the same thunder as Babe Ruth. He wasn't just a baseball player, he was the baseball player. The face of America's golden era of sports. A larger-than-life personality with a swing that shattered records and captured hearts. From the rough streets of Baltimore to the hallowed halls of Yankee Stadium, Babe Ruth's story is one of redemption, power, charisma, and unparalleled greatness. This is the definitive then versus now story of George Herman. Babe Ruth Jr., the Sultan of Swat, the Colossus of Clout, the Great Bambino. A man whose legacy remains immortal in the annals of American history. Born on February 6, 1895, in Baltimore, Maryland, George Herman Ruth had a troubled early life. Sent to the St. Mary's Industrial School for Boys, a reformatory and orphanage, he was raised by Catholic monks after being labeled incorrigible. It was there that he discovered baseball and brother Matthias, who saw the talent in young George and taught him the game. Ruth became a standout left-handed pitcher and slugger, with a swing that could send balls soaring over distant fences. Ruth's professional career began in 1914 with the Boston Red Sox. Initially a dominant left-handed pitcher, he won 89 games and posted a 2.19 ERA over 6 seasons. In 1916, he even pitched 13 shutout innings in a single World Series, a record that still stands. But it wasn't long before his bat outshone his arm. By 1918, Ruth was playing more in the outfield to keep his powerful swing in the lineup. In 1919, the Red Sox sold Babe Ruth to the New York Yankees for $100,000 and a $300,000 loan. What seemed like a standard deal at the time became a historic turning point. The Red Sox would not win another World Series for 86 years, the infamous curse of the Bambino. Meanwhile, Ruth began transforming baseball in New York. Arrival in New York marked the beginning of the Yankees' golden age. He quickly became the biggest attraction in sports, crushing 54 home runs in 1920, more than every other team except one. In 1921, he hit 59. In 1927, as part of the legendary Murderers Row, Ruth belted 60 home runs, setting a record that stood for 34 years. That same year, the Yankees won the World Series, one of 7 he would claim in his career. Bet with Ruth, the Yankees became the premier team in Major League Baseball. He helped usher in the live ball era and turned baseball into America's pastime. Ruth's numbers remain astonishing even by today's standards. 714 career home runs, a record until 1974. 690 career slugging percentage, still an MLB record. 2,214 RBIs, 2,062 walks, a lifetime batting average of .342. These stats weren't just impressive, they were revolutionary. He was the first player to turn power hitting into an art form. Babe Ruth was as much a showman as he was an athlete. Known for his appetite for hot dogs, beer, women, and late nights, his excesses were legendary. Yet, he was also beloved. He visited sick children, signed countless autographs, and played with joy and energy that drew fans in droves. He symbolized the American dream, a poor boy who rose to become a national icon. His charisma filled stadiums, and his name sold newspapers. In an era without television, he was as famous as any Hollywood star. Ruth played his final season in 1935 with the Boston Braves, though his skills had declined. His final hurrah included a game where he hit 3 home runs in one day. He retired with 714 home runs, a number that became mythical. His farewell at Yankee Stadium, known as Babe Ruth Day in 1947, drew thousands. Stricken with cancer, he gave a moving speech that remains etched in baseball lore. He died on August 16, 1948, at the age of 53. His casket was displayed in Yankee Stadium, where over 100,000 mourners came to pay respects. Ruth was one of the first 5 players inducted into the Baseball Hall of Fame in 1936, but his legacy is far bigger than plaques and records. His influence is seen in every power hitter, every packed stadium, every kid with a bat dreaming of greatness. The very identity of the Yankees as a powerhouse began with Babe. Ruth also changed how the game was played. Before him, baseball was about small ball, bunts, singles, steals. He made home runs exciting. He made them essential. Then, Babe Ruth was a revolution. He brought swagger to baseball, elevated it from a regional sport to a national obsession, and became a household name. Now, decades after his death, Ruth's image is still synonymous with baseball greatness. His records may have been surpassed, but his cultural significance has not. He remains a measuring stick, a legend so great that players like Hank Aaron, Barry Bonds, and Shohei Ohtani are often compared to him. Ruth's name lives on in pop culture, from the Sandlot's famous The Great Bambino line to countless documentaries, books, and memorabilia. His life was made into movies, including the 1992 biopic, The Babe. He appeared in silent films in the 1920s, and even endorsed breakfast cereal decades before athletes had agents or marketing deals. The term Ruthian is now part of the dictionary, meaning something colossal or heroic. How many athletes can say that? Could Ruth play today? Analysts argue about how his numbers would translate, but one thing is certain: his approach, discipline, and raw power would find a way. More than his stats, it's Ruth's mindset of confidence, love for the game, and sheer will that would make him great in any era. There will never be another Babe Ruth. Not because others won't hit home runs, win World Series, or become stars, but because no one will ever revolutionize a sport the way he did. He came from nothing and gave everything. He brought joy to a nation during the Great Depression, lifted spirits during 2 world wars, and gave the sport its soul. Then versus now, Babe Ruth isn't just a baseball legend. He's a symbol of American greatness. He made baseball beautiful, unforgettable, and epic. He was, and always will be, the Sultan of Swat. From orphanage to icon, from pitcher to slugger, from man to myth, Babe Ruth's story is a home run that still echoes through time. If you enjoyed this Then versus Now journey through greatness, subscribe for more stories about legends who shaped history and culture. Because some stories never grow old, they only grow greater.